transparency out of the White House after a weekend of looking up. This stunning, unprecedented situation is continuing. We had 3 unknown objects shot down over North America just over the weekend. The first brought down over northern Alaska. That was Friday. The second downed on the Yukon on Saturday, a joint effort from NORAD and Canada. And then one more seen over Lake Huron in Michigan. The airspace was temporarily restricted at that time, so 3 just this weekend. This 1 week after, of course, that large Chinese balloon was shot down a week ago. U.S. officials are not ruling out any possibility of what these objects are doing. The White House even slapping down Senators Chuck Schumer, who said that they were spy crafts. I spoke with top lawmakers over the weekend on Sunday Morning Futures about the possibility of China behind all of this and the capabilities of these crafts. Watch this.
I've been warning for years about the risk of a high-altitude nuclear blast that could create an electromagnetic pulse that could wipe out our electronics. Even a geomagnetic disturbance could do the same thing, and we haven't prepared for it.
The imagery that they can capture and other intelligence data that I can't be specific about can be captured and then transmitted back to the mothership in Beijing. They have control over these balloons. You know, this was an act of espionage in plain sight, plain view of the American people. This was not by action. It was by design.
Just extraordinary. Joining me right now and all morning for the Hot Topics this morning is Fox News contributor, Fox Nation host, retired Marine Joey Jones is here. And Through the Cycle president, John Lonski. Great to see you guys this morning. Welcome.
Thank you.
Joey, kicking things off with you. This is quite extraordinary, but even more extraordinary is the fact that the White House is saying nothing. There's absolutely no transparency about what is going on right now.
Yeah, you know, I've been reporting on this for 2 days now, hosting Fox and Friends Saturday morning through the evening show last night. And one thing is clear, and that's that a lot of people are saying different things. We have General Van Herk, the commander of NORAD, really leaning into the idea that saying things like we're not sure how these stay afloat. Saying that he is very reluctant to call it a balloon, the last 2 at least. We have Jennifer Griffin in the Pentagon reporting that other Pentagon officials are playing it off, saying that they believe it could be like a commercial weather balloon or something from a university. Then we have congressional representatives, like we just saw, saying these are balloons and they're from China. And so the only person I can think of that could really clear this up for us is the President of the United States, and we're still waiting to hear from him because right now it's silence.
It's just extraordinary. John, your thoughts?
Well, I think Joe was right on there, and we just hope that this is not a warning of the ultimate black swan event, that it's warning us of some military confrontation with China that would be very costly, not just for the economy and the markets, but for the number of lives that might be lost.
Yeah, I mean, look, unfortunately, we don't know specifically what was sent back to Beijing already, because having that spy craft a week ago over South Carolina shot down, we know what was found, a bit of what was found in the Atlantic Ocean, and apparently there were antennas on that balloon big enough to fit 3 buses in it. And Michael McCall said that they were able to snap images above our nuclear installations, Joey.
Yeah, the big problem with the one balloon that we know was a balloon, and we shot down the Chinese spy balloon. The big problem there that I have is that the president reassured us, or at least the administration reassured us for, I guess, a week, that they had taken all these measures to make sure China couldn't really spy on us with their craft that they allowed to fly across the United States. Well, the problem there is once they shot it down, recovered it, and now they have to come and kind of testify, if you will, talk before a hearing. They say, yeah, well, there were antennas on there, and we believe the balloon was capable of sending signal back to China. And by the way, we didn't have the ability to jam that signal. You know, when you reassure the American people that this craft isn't able to really spy, that we took measures, you know, someone who understands signal, I would think that would mean we're jamming it on its way across.
Right.
If we didn't, you know, it completed its mission.
Right. And we just have not gotten any details and by the way, even the intelligence community, Senator Ron Johnson says he's not getting answers. Michael McCall got briefed, and he doesn't feel that it was adequate enough. We are just getting started this morning.